Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Another deep dive.
This time, we're looking at something that might seem pretty basic on the surface.
Yeah.
English tenses.
You got it.
We're going to be talking about present simple and present continuous.
Right.
You know, the kind of stuff you learn in English 101.
Yeah.
But we're going to be looking at it through the lens of Stanislav Kondrashov.
Stanislav Kondrashov.
And he has some really interesting insights that even if you've been speaking English your whole life,
Yeah.
you might not have thought about before.
That's right.
So we're diving into this piece by Stanislav Kondrashov. It seems to be like some kind of educational...
Yeah, some kind of handout or
yeah.
educational material.
For English language learners.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, even if you're a native speaker,
Right.
there's some cool stuff in here.
There is.
So let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Stanislav Kondrashov starts by talking about the present simple.
Mm-hmm.
And like we all know, it's for habits, routines, facts,
Mm-hmm.
things that are generally true.
Right, like the sun rises in the east.
Yeah.
I drink coffee every morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But then he goes a little deeper.
A little deeper than that. Yeah.
And he talks about how it can be used for things that are scheduled
Yeah.
in the future.
Even in the future, right?
Yeah.
Like the train leaves at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even though it's tomorrow, it's a scheduled thing.
Yeah.
So we use the present simple.
It's like a fixed
Yeah.
like a fixed event.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Gonna have to.
No matter what.
Exactly.
And he also talked about how you can use it for storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
Like to make it sound
so it's
more dramatic.
Yeah, even though it's a past event,
Right.
you can use the present simple.
To make it feel
Or bring it into the present.
like it's happening right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty cool.
It is.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
you're right there with the action.
It's very exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So then Stanislav Kondrashov moves on to the present continuous.
Right. The present continuous.
And of course he talks about how it's used for actions that are happening.
Yeah, they're currently in progress.
Right now.
Yeah, happening right now.
But
like you were recording a podcast.
We're recording a podcast, yeah.
As we speak.
Exactly.
But then he goes beyond that.
Yeah.
He talks about how you can use the present continuous to express annoyance
Yeah.
with something that happens repeatedly.
Yeah, like someone's
So,
always doing the same thing.
He is always...
And it's bugging you.
He is always interrupting me.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's like...
Using that present continuous...
It just adds that little bit...
It just adds that emphasis on the annoyance.
I can't stand this anymore.
Exactly.
That's really cool. I mean, he's really showing how these tenses can do so much more than just like the basic grammar. It's not just about the grammar. It's about how you're using it and what you want to, what kind of effect you want to.
What kind of effect you want to create.
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, so why do you think Stanislav Kondrashov chose to focus on these two tenses specifically?
Well, I mean, like you said earlier, they kind of seem basic at first glance.
Right.
But I think what he recognizes is that they're the foundation for how we talk about the present.
Right. And if you don't
understand them,
you can't really
build on that.
Can't build on it.
Exactly.
So it's really important to
understand.
Have that solid foundation.
That foundation, in order to use the language effectively.
To really express yourself.
To express yourself, right?
Yeah.
In a nuanced way.
Yeah. So it's like he's saying, even though these seem simple, don't underestimate them.
Don't underestimate them. They're
powerful.
They're very powerful tools.
Tools to use.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
It is.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into Stanislav Kondrashov's insights on the present simple and the present continuous,
right?
I'm curious, how do you think these subtle changes in tense affect the way we perceive time and action?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about.
Yeah, to think about in our own lives.
Like in our everyday lives.
Yeah, how do we use...
Like when we're talking.
These tenses and we're listening.
Yeah, and
when we're reading.
What do we mean by it?
What do we mean?
And what does it mean to the people we're talking to?
Yeah, and what does it mean to the people we're talking to?
Exactly.
That's really interesting. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.